Demand for one-bedroom apartments is still at an all-time high, the family homes market is slowing, and the Renters Reform Bill has hit a couple of snags. That's a quick snapshot of this month's update. Here's a bit more detail. Hello, I'm Toby Martin, and here's your monthly roundup of all things rental here in Bath and nationally as well. So let's begin by having a look at the usual vital statistics that summarise the market at the moment. Well, it's pretty much par for the course. We're seeing average letting times have crept up slightly compared to what they have been over the course of the year, which on average has been around 6 to 7 days between the property going on the market to the landlord accepting an offer from a tenant. The reason for this is the traditional slowing that we see in the family homes market at this time of year. So no cause for alarm, this is normally what happens, I'm afraid. If you're bringing a family home to the rental market in November, then I'm afraid you may need to compromise either on the amount of time it's going to take to find a tenant or the rent that you're looking to achieve. If you bring the rent down, you'll find a tenant quicker. If you'd rather hold out for a higher rent, you may need to be more patient. And I'd say that you've got roughly probably a month left to find your tenant until the family homes market really dies a death in December and we're all waiting for things to kick off again in the new year. On the flip side, smaller properties, one-bedroom apartments in the city centre are still in high demand. And if you're placing a property on the market of that nature at the moment, then you're going to probably be finding a tenant within 24 to 48 hours without the need to even take your property to Rightmove. And of course, hand in hand with that, we see rents increase due to that high demand and competition to secure these properties between tenants. So a split market at the moment. Family homes, unfortunately, are on the down, less demand for them, but one-bedroom flats in the city centre are still soaring. On now to more significant news on a wider national scale, and that is the Renters Reform Bill. This has been bubbling away beneath the surface since it received its first reading in Parliament in May of this year. We'd all been eagerly waiting to find out when it will return to Parliament for its second reading, which happened just a couple of weeks ago. This is a sign that the government is now looking to push this bill through. However, it still has a fair way to go. It's now at committee stage, after which it will return to Parliament and then start going through the whole process again in the House of Lords. So we are still looking to be a fair way off this becoming law. Now, what happened in that second reading was a couple of significant amendments were made to the bill, which I think should provide landlords with some additional reassurance. The first of which was confirmation that the abolishment of Section 21, one of the key headline policies within this bill, will not go through until the necessary changes have been made to the court system to accommodate the new Section 8 eviction system. This has been one of the key concerns when people have been looking at this bill, that Section 8 will logjam the courts and landlords will be unable to actually evict any tenants due to the delays resulting in the court system. Well, the government has acknowledged this and said actually Section 21 will not be removed from the table until that issue has been looked at and dealt with. The second concession from the government was the admission that a new ground for eviction will need to be introduced to Section 8, allowing student landlords to end their tenancy annually in line with the student tenancy cycle. Again, this was a key criticism from the student sector when the bill was first announced, who were concerned that they would be unable to do this. This has now been acknowledged by the government, and again they have said that the bill will be amended to reflect this need. Well, that's all for this month. I hope that's been helpful, and I will see you again in a few weeks' time. Bye-bye.